Alrighty. Hello, I hope y'all are having a wonderful morning, wonderful evening, whatever time it is for you. We're on some CarX today. I might hop on something else a little later. That's to be decided. I do know I need to work on Towerborn some, so I might play that a little. Because I don't really have too much work to do today. Just kind of hanging out for the most part, which is nice, but you know. Yeah, we'll do some East Togi this morning. Yo, good morning, how's it going? It's going good, brother. Good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Appreciate you stopping in. Been up for a little bit, got my little coffee and stuff. Now I'm just kind of hanging out, enjoying the morning. It's fucking cold. Wish it cooled down some. I mean, warm up some, not cool down. Cools down any further, I'm gonna be a frosted. Yeah, I'm in Florida. It's fucking cold still. I mean, you say that, but when you experience warm weather all year long, and then you finally experience cold weather, you're gonna be like, oh, it's no different from when you're in cold weather all year, then you finally experience a little bit of warm weather. You get a lot faster than people do than when they're in the warm weather all year. So it's just like your blood thins out and it thickens. So I mean, yeah, it might seem warm, but that shit's cold for us, because we've been working in the sun all year. Like a lot of times in Florida, it hardly even gets this cold. Last 2 or 3 years, it was really warm. Our winters weren't even a winter. Heck, I think sometime it was like last year or the year before, we had like a random thing of hail. It was like the first time it hailed in Florida. It hailed for like 2 or 3 minutes straight. It was like, what the heck? I'll have to get the video. I had the video on my phone, but I factory reset it when I bought a new one, because the dude was terrible with instructions, and I was pissed. But I think I sent it to my mom. I'll have to get that video from her, because it was hailing in Florida. It was crazy. And I went to Orlando and it was hot. You knew the hurricane? Yeah, the hurricane went right over us where we were at. But we were a little bit more inland, so we didn't get as badly, like, I would say bolstered down by it, whereas like, just like 2 or 3 miles from our house, to the, I want to say to the west, down near the coast. Like all their houses were trashed, and we got hit with that back-to-back hurricane. So some of those houses before the next hurricane came through, like they still had drywall and shit still being yanked out. Like all their belongings were still out in the front yard and stuff. Like they still hadn't even mentally recovered from the first hurricane that came through and tore up their whole house. Like some people were really like straight up screwed, and they didn't evacuate. And they were just sitting there because we drove around after that first hurricane came through, and just seeing people just standing around looking at their house, like all their stuff just like out in the front yard, walls pulled out, carpet and stuff just like piled high like a mountain down people's blocks. And you know, within like 2 days we have another hurricane right on the way. So those people I felt for. Yeah, that happened. That was real. Yeah, they were fun. Like I wouldn't really say they were like bad with the flood. It was just more like it came in and it just ruined everything. It like destroyed stuff. The water just pulled in and like pulled right back out. Because I would say like the flood was there for probably like a day and a half. But I mean towards the Tampa area, yeah, the actual road and stuff is like literally changed. Like some people's houses were covered in water, and they were still being found that day too. Like they had cops going out and finding people. A couple people were still in their houses, like even with all that water around it. Like some older folks that couldn't get around as easily. And then we got that whole thing in California. And what's crazier is like, I was seeing that like they were talking about how The Simpsons basically predicted that shit too. Like it showed like some, what was it? Really, what else? The most, like one of the more recent ones. Like apparently The Simpsons is really iconic with predicting some real world events. It's almost like they got prophets in there. And they're like, oh, this is like man-made events that are gonna happen, and then they go and they enact them out. Because like a lot of stuff that has occurred in there also has occurred in real life too, but I wouldn't say like it's parallel or synonymous, because it could also just be man-made. I do know that they mocked God at the most recent little awards thing, and then you know shortly after that they had that big fire. And if you want to parallel that with something, if you go back to like I think it's February 23rd of 2022 or 2023, it was in February and March, they had a demonic parade in Brazil, and shortly after that parade, like that little demonic parade they dragged Jesus through the streets and like hit him a bunch of stuff. And that poor guy, I feel bad for that guy posing as Jesus. But they got hit with the flood literally the next day. So I don't know. That's why I look at stuff like that, and I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, and that's kind of like what woke me up, just seeing that, just like that little interaction, them doing that, because that's like a real event. You can go and look that up. They had a little demonic parade, and then they were flooded the next day, and they beat Jesus through the streets. Like they had some dude dressed as the devil, like whipping him and stuff, and then the next day they got flooded. And I mean, you go and look at California, they were over there, and then they had that little award ceremony, and they're talking about 0 mentions of God. Then they catch on fire, but I don't think that was by God though. That looked more man-made. Just there was a lot of things that just seemed too right and too convenient for it just to be God. I think what they're trying to do is make stuff look man-made, but also make it look like God did it too. It's like a direct attack kind of. Oh, they've been doing stuff like that. If you look up Event 201 or Event 200, it's something, I gotta look up the exact name of it, but they run specialized tests where like they'll spray herbicides and stuff on us and see what happens in certain areas. Like there's a couple different farm agricultures in the US that got basically their plants just randomly just started to get attacked because some criminalistic scientists wanted to run tests and see the effects of herbicides over time on crops and shit. And then like they use it in certain parts of Florida because Florida was like the most, like there's certain parts of Florida that's the most natural replication of Hiroshima, or what they did when they were doing like working with napalm and trying to kill fields and stuff on other people's, like basically researching chemical warfare to go against other people's nations or other people's countries, and they were practicing it on US territory, on like farmers' lands and stuff. Pretty much like our own states have basically been abusing the citizens for their own gain, because the most recent thing is just like that healthcare guy. He was killed because he had an AI thing set up to where he was automatically just denying people's healthcare bonuses or like incomes, like when they would request to like have health Medicaid or like something because they were having health issues, it would just automatically deny them. And he ended up getting killed because of that, because he authorized it and was okay with it, and like people were celebrating it. But it's not a good thing because he believed that he was doing the right thing by doing that so he could advance and feed his family. And then the other guy believed he was doing the right thing because he believed that that guy was taking all this money from everybody. So when you got two people that both believe they're doing the right thing because maybe he's taking that money and feeding other people with it or doing some more chivalrous things, but in the same regard he's not helping others, so it's like a double-edged sword. And that's pretty much like the state of our world right now. It's just like everybody believes that they're doing right, and it's just like a lot of chaos. It really is. And it's only getting worse. The only way that I would say you could have peace is just praying to Jesus, because that's the only way I have peace. I see all this and it doesn't really bother me. I'm just like, man, y'all are crazy. Am I on the east? No, I'm on the west side of Florida. But that's all. I'm not gonna share any more location information. Or being controlled by the higher up. Yeah. Well, there's three things that the devil needed, and this might sound delusional, but I mean, we're already raised with what he wants us to be raised with and how he wants us to think and operate, because he only needed the school, the media, and the government to teach us what he wanted us to know. So like when you look at it in a perspective when you're born into an environment where they already have it to where they wanted it, like they have it to where they want you to be, and you're already like basically groomed from the ground up and you don't even realize it. Because science isn't a thing. This world isn't 1,000,000 years old. This world is at most 6,000. As if you see the way that stuff deteriorates in just over like a fraction of time, like 50 years go by, there's a drastic amount of change in landscapes. And for them to say that this world's 1,000,000 years old, I mean, it's kind of It's not believable. There's been drastic land shapes just changing in just the last 50 years. And even before that, so it's just like, that stuff doesn't add up. And I mean, like, this is like the most eye-opening thing that I saw recently. Well, I wouldn't really say recently, but it's just like, for like the jewels, for example, like when we get like diamonds and stuff, well, there's a couple different crystals that we're told that are of God, and there's other ones that are just like mocks. Because what the devil does is he creates an artificial or something that's like a mocking, trying to make the same thing, but it's not. So like an example, an amethyst or a topaz, it's gonna have like an orange or like a reddish amber type of tint to it, while also having like a multiple different colors of shades. Whereas like if you take like a ruby or an emerald or a diamond, it's all just gonna be one refraction of one light, and then you can see through it, but it's not gonna be any other colors. And the reason is because it's all coal. It's compressed coal. Like it's made out of coal. Whereas like an actual amethyst or topaz is like a real gem, or like something like that. They're considered like a real gem, and a ruby, emerald, or diamond isn't. It's like an actual piece of coal that's pressed together at high temperatures and pressures to actually form something. But at the end of it all, it's still the chemical of it, or the material makeup of it is still coal. So that's the actual, like, the covenant thing that is around that is we're buying coal and putting it on a piece of ring or a piece of metal, and then giving it to our significant other on their covenant finger, no less, and telling them that this is what we think of them. You know, we adorn them with a piece of coal, and this is like the stuff that they don't teach you, because this is what they want you to think is okay. So you're worshiping a piece of, like, a rock or a mineral that's a piece of coal, and then you adorn your significant other with that. So what the Lord sees is that you value materials in a rock more than you value His love and the other materials that He's put on this world, the actual gems that He's told you to adorn your loved ones with, or like cherish and show others with. If you're gonna like have gems and jewels, then I would say use the ones that the Lord gave you, not the ones that the devil made. That's my take on it. And yeah, there's nothing we can do, but there also is things we can do to like stay out of their nonsense. It's just basically just like, so like figuring out how to survive on your own is a really easy thing. If you have like any like water near you, all you need is bread or like some shrimp, and then you get you a fishing pole. Learn how to scale, like take the scales off a fish and then open up a fish, and you're good to go. The only thing from there is you need to learn how to make a fire. I lived like a caveman for 2 years of my life. Go caveman for a bit. Well, it helps. When you don't have AC for 2 years, your body adapts and it changes. Like when you're outside, so like it took me almost like I want to say like 5 or 6 years to get a lot more comfier inside. Because what would happen when I moved into a house, I basically I would have the AC off for like half the day because I'd get either way too warm or it would just feel uncomfortable. Like it feels stuffy. I was used to having fresh air, so like I'd basically turn off my AC and just like open up the house and have the wind going through. And I mean, really then I didn't even like buy the house, I inherited it from my grandpa. So it was just like one of those things. I might still be a caveman had that not happened. Oh shit. Nice drifting, bro. Nice drifting. Oh, what the heck? Why did this stop working? Hold on. Well, that was odd. My little extension cable, like my what the heck's it called? Extension plug thing, it like just shut off out of nowhere. And I went to go turn it back on and I was like, what the heck? And didn't turn back on. And somehow, I guess I must have kicked the wire out, or I must have stepped on it, pulled it out. That was weird. Yeah, it was really weird during winter time though. PCs can be weird sometimes. It wasn't really the PC, because the PC was, I'm on a laptop, but the laptop was still running, but it was like the extension box where I got everything plugged into, with like my 8-10 different plugs. I got a pegboard up behind on my desk, because like I built an extension to my desk, so I'd have like a little wall. And then that's where I hang the extension cable. What the heck, everybody going this way? I hang the extension cable up there. What do I play on, like brand wise? That one, bro? Oh, what's up, Hammered? Like the laptop, like what kind of brand it is? That's a good question. I don't remember what kind of brand. I think this one's Asus. What graphics card do I use? It's a Radeon 660 or 6600. Let me check it. I know this PC, it's like getting carried by the processor too. I don't think the graphics card is that potent. Alright, yeah, so this one is the AMD Radeon RX 6800M. So RX 6800M. Oh yeah, you're on a desktop. It's gonna be a visceral difference because it's having actual components and heat sinks to go off of, whereas this is just like integrated graphics and limited space. A desktop will always perform better. I can run Crew 2 and high graphics and reshade. I don't really fuck around with reshade just because it's just like, you can't really tell. It's like kind of playing with an overclock that you don't know what's going to do. Because you might end up just like adding something and you don't have enough catch for it or something of that nature, and it just destroys the component or just like completely adds to it, and then now you're like running on overdrive for the next 5 seconds. Yours made with different components? Oh, you had a whole bunch of little this, little that. Got a little salt and pepper and a little oregano mixed all in with it. Yeah, it's best to be like that. I mean, the only thing that's not stock inside of this laptop is the RAM, and then I have a new M.2 SATA in it. And ever since I've added that SATA, it's been running like 3 degrees hotter. Yes, it is. AMD MSI Corsair. Yep. What is it? MSI motherboard, and then Corsair RAM. AMD processor, or maybe MSI graphics card. I forgot they still make graphics cards. I think I still have a 1080 somewhere, or like a 1060. Nice. It's a nice little setup. You got parts laying around, build a little PC. Oh no, it's just a graphics card. That's all. And who was that using a custom? Is it him? He don't even have an engine, does he? I don't know. I'm gonna use a different car. Or for some reason I can't find your map. I'm on European servers. So if you're looking on excuse me, if you're looking on American servers, that's why. Because I was on American servers yesterday, because I think I started streaming later. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna just start on the Americans. Start on that side instead. servers, like during the morning time, there's a lot of people on European, and then at nighttime, there's a lot on American servers. So I'll try to stream a little bit in the morning on European, and then a little bit at nighttime. But sometimes the days don't always work out like that, and I might only get like a morning in or an evening in, and sometimes not at all. That's how it's been. I try to stream at least like once a day, but the weekends are a bit more sporadic. So I would say once a day during the weekdays, and then if I'm on during the weekends, then it's just a good day, or I'm just bored. Like Goose, like the Goose, Mr. Goose himself. Well, just gotta have faith. Maybe one day. Slowly but surely. I know that's how a lot of those people made it. They just stayed a little bit consistent. I could have been doing it when I was younger. I just kind of got caught up with all that other nonsense. It's always like how you reflect. You're like, damn, I've had access to this many years and I never did it. We get tunnel vision on the things we have in front of us. It's very easy. Best way I can catch myself is like when I start thinking like that, is I'll ask myself, is this rational, or like, do I really need this? And then I'm usually able to fall out of it. But then there's other times I'm just kind of like, that guy never shows up, and I'm just like, man, fuck it, and I'm just mad. Oh snap. Oh dang. You're good. I need to check. I don't remember if I have that little controller thing on screen anymore. Because I remember I had it disconnected for a little bit, and I don't think I ever updated it. If I put it back on or not. Okay. OBS. Oh yeah, it's now. Is it working? Oh yeah, it's working. Okay. I think I might need to warm up the tires. don't know if it's just me, but I know that people on the road lately, they've been acting a lot more crazier. Like, the past couple times I went out, I've had people just like swerving around me. Because they gotta go like 70 miles an hour and a 45. It's been crazy. Can't even go get a coffee without some crazy Karen trying to take your life. Drive like you on LOL. Should I deck have on Mignata? Hey, I mean, might as well. I like mine, certain ones, I'll have them just like a blank kind of matte, just because I haven't really gotten around to detailing them, but then other ones I have. Recently made a new tune for the Mustang. Oh snap. It's an all adhesion build. Oh, that's what's up. So you can ride it on any adhesion? That's dope. Most mine I can only do on like 90s or 100s. Once I start getting to 100s or 110s and 120s, like my back tires, you can start noticing I have too much rotation. So I start getting pulled forward. Damn! Ammo fast! Nice drifting, my friend. His smoke threw off my perception. My bad, brother. I was sitting there, I was looking at it, I was like, wait, he's not stopping. Oh, he's going forward. I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop. Oh no. Oh snap. Ah, yes, the number one pedestrian killer. It's like, oh no, hold on. Oh, dang. What were you doing? You were supposed to be in the way. Yeah, you gotta love seeing those little shorts, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, Mustang burnout, and then they're like, oh, it's not factual, he didn't hit anybody. Like, oh jeez, bro, y'all had to go there immediately, first quarter. And then, like, I think I remember seeing an RC one that, like, spun out, and it tried to go towards people. And it was like, damn, even the RC ones got it. Oh shit. His name's Strong Bunker. Wonder if he plays fighting games. Kill a little spunk. Little roller. I don't know if I have this one tuned yet. Remember this? What am I remembering? Hold on. Where you at? Oh snap. Did you customize it? Wasn't that all red? Looking smooth. I'm liking that. That looks nice. Wait, bro was sitting on some big tires. Where was he at? Bro got the he got the RC truck. That looks nice. Oh, not the Policio. My bad, I had to, took a smoke, my little weed, but damn, that shit's strong. Coughing my brains off. Took me a hit. If I ever go mute like that, that's probably what I'm doing. Just taking a little hit of some weed. Wait a minute, you mean the devil's lettuce? You damn right. I already know it. That's my vice. That's what I'm working on, trying to get it out of. I already know I'm not right doing it. That's right, brother. But I know I'm a sinner, so at the end of the day, all I can do is still try to work out of it and pray that it be removed from my life. Because I used to smoke cigarettes too. I don't smoke them anymore. He's taken that from me. I woke up one day and it was just kind of like yeah, I had that draw for a long time, very long time, but I kept asking and praying that I'd be freed from that vice, and eventually I just woke up and I just didn't feel a need for it, and I haven't went back to him. Like, and that's what I think is just crazy, because they say you can't cold turkey stuff. Well, with prayer, I was able to cold turkey it. Prayer to Jesus, I was able to cold turkey stop smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke the heck out of some New York, Newport, that's what, yeah, not New York. Newport red shorts, those are my favorite. Oh. If you are addicted to them, try to stop or just pray for freedom over them, for victory. Yeah, not the menthol ones, the red ones. I don't like menthol. Yeah, what's crazy now is like I go and I try to like even be near them, and I can't stand the smell of them. It's just like ugh. And then I sit there and I wonder, like, damn, how did I ever smoke those? And it's just like, you know, once you get addicted to something, your body doesn't care. It wants what it wants. That's why it's careful. You gotta be careful. The Bible even tells us as much, you know, like what you gotta be careful what direction you start walking in, because that's gonna be the direction you start running. And once you start running, you're gonna want to start jogging, or not jogging. You're gonna want to get a car. If you don't want to run anymore, then you're gonna start really going in that direction. And it sounds silly, but I mean, like, it's kind of like a snowball, for example. If you look at a snowball going down a hill, it's the gym. Speaking facts here, man. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of it is just like learning a lot about yourself, because once you learn a lot about yourself, you can kind of start learning more about others, because when you start accepting your flaws and realizing, like, when you get mad and stuff, and then you notice things that you wouldn't notice about yourself, you can start seeing how it affects others and put yourself in their perspective, and then you might actually be able to read others a lot better. Because that's kind of how it's helped me, in a sense. Because I used to have really bad, just like irrational thinking and like anger management issues, and that's kind of what helped me. Is like, we have a lot of thoughts that go through our head each day, and oh shit. Yeah, and they can get launched and propelled just like that, pretty much, once you start just enamoring over one thought, or just like getting all caught up in just a single thought. That's what happens. It gets propelled, and then that thought becomes your feelings, and then those feelings become your behavior, and then now that behavior is what is acted out around you and others. Well, I wouldn't really say you know what you want. It's more or less like, you know, like when you have your guard up and stuff, or you can tell when somebody else has their guard up. It's more psychological than that, because there's more people out there that already have a guard up, or like a wall up, that they don't even realize that when they go out in public, they're like a whole different person than what they are when they're at home, because they don't want to have people act like they're somebody lesser, or they don't have control of their own life, or things like that. So they put on this whole person like that they're in control, or they have no problems, or this is just who they are, and that's really not the case. And that's how it is with a lot of people. They have this outer shell that shows that they're like rigid, or you know, not very communicative, or they might be really friendly and like on the inside they don't even want to communicate with you, let alone look at you. So there's a lot of people that wear their feelings on their sleeves, but there's also the same thing. There's a lot of people that don't. So the stuff that I kind of learned was just like basically how people will act in certain situations, and then if you have a decent perception in time, or like you have decent, what's the other word? Discern, like you can discern somewhat decently, and you can tell like how they're gonna be, because you can predict how you would be, and then if you would have that same type of thought process, then you know it'd be more relatable with you and them. And that's kind of how some people with psychology do. They put themselves in your shoes and like, all right, well this is how I would think, and then that ends up being how you end up thinking, because they've already practiced and researched that, or like rehearsed that so many times. Because a lot of it is just brain thinking. Like first it's just an irrational thought, and then when you think upon that irrational thought, then you're like, why am I thinking like that? And then once you get to the root of that, that's how you start finding how, like, who you are, and like what it is that you actually really wanted. But people don't want to go that far, don't even realize like the root cause of why they do things. Like say for example, the girls that wear the really short shorts. Some people they'll go around and say like, oh, you know, I just want like, you know, air on my legs, you know, a lot of wind on my skin. And then other ones, they're like, oh, you know, I want attention. I want people to see me so I can ask them why they're looking at me. So then they can tell me, you know, I like your legs or something like that, because they want attention. They want to have attraction. But the same thing applies with many other things. Now I'm just yapping. Yeah, it's all in our mind. The biggest thing that we gotta do is just take away the measuring stick. If we all take away the measuring stick, we'd be a lot more happier. Because that measuring stick is what we all use to compare one another. You know, like, why do they got this and I don't? Why are they doing this like this but I can't? Or like, why is this like that but I can't seem to do it the same way? When in hindsight, they're not thinking of like, you know, how can I have fun with this in the way that I want to, or like, what's more enjoyable for me? How can I enjoy this the way they enjoy it? Like, how are they having so much fun but I'm not? Bro's hopping. Like he got the little giddy up, got the little bull like, hey, come on now. Actually, I don't want to use the roller. Been using it a couple times. Let's use the little bit. My pad's strong. But yeah, you're certainly right though. It definitely is all in our mind. That's where it all starts. Well, a normal person averages about anywhere from like 10 to 50k thoughts a day. My man just like rolled right over me. He's like, excuse me, I just got a little parking over here. You know a lot about frequencies? Oh, do I know about frequencies? Oh, like hertz and stuff? Like tuning forks? I would say stay away from that because that's demonic. Some people will claim that like there's healing frequencies, but I don't believe in any of that. That's all like demonic stuff. Because they burn incense, rub bowls, and make sounds. When you rely on signs and feelings, then that's more or less like on the demonic signs. Because signs and feelings is more flesh. And flesh is of the enemy. Or just basically of the devil. That's why back then, like, people kind of overlooked it, but they used to have like little chocolate Debbie cakes, and then they were literally called devil's food. And I mean that's like stuff like that. It's not just out there for just any old thing. Like, there's the biggest thing that I could tell any one of you. If you don't believe in the Bible, it's right there in front of you. Because if you look at an Oreo cookie, an Oreo cookie is a covenant cookie for blood. They poured blood on that cookie and then they would eat it. Now you might think I'm crazy, but if you look at that Oreo cookie, you can find it in any store, and you look up what a Leviathan curse mark is, or Leviathan cross, you'll see that Leviathan cross right on that Oreo. And you'll be like, damn, they've been selling covenant cookies this whole time and I've been eating ice creams and shit with them? Yeah, that shit's wild. Me too. Shit's fucked up. It's like it's right at the top. Right at the top of an Oreo cookie. You'll see the Leviathan curse mark. If you don't believe me, just Google it. You'll see it, or like just see it. What's got me fucked up to eat that shit? Yeah, right. No, this is how it's been though. And we don't know it. So they have this stuff out there available to the public, and you know, it's something that we don't know and we're not even completely aware of because it's what they have with their own devices, and they're flourishing and doing well in the world because they're doing what the devil wants. So of course that cookie's gonna be famous and big, all known throughout the world. They got everybody in like basically participating in an ancient old ritual. You wanna know why Grand Theft Auto was big? Look at what I think God is using Grand Theft Auto because if any bad action that you do in Grand Theft Auto, the name of Jesus is brought up. If you crash into somebody, oh dear Jesus. If you shoot somebody, Jesus. If you steal something, Jesus. Jesus gets brought up. And that's the most selling game in the world, like over the years. Period. Well, I mean, aside from like Counter-Strike, but Counter-Strike's free. But I mean, just look at the date. So if you go and look at the Hebrew calendar, the Hebrews are the Israelites, the people that live in Judea. Those are God's people. Like they live in Jerusalem, and they are the Jews. Those are God's people. They are the people that God was chosen back at the beginning by Abraham. So like they're the people from Abraham's seed. And that's a lot of the reason why they also have hate, because when Jesus came up and told them that he was their Messiah, they hung him on the cross and basically mocked him. So they denied him and rejected him. So he moved on to the Gentiles, which is everybody else. A Gentile is somebody that isn't a Jew, that's more than likely just like you and me. And that's why the New Testament was made, because Jesus came and he basically came as a Messiah as it said he would in Isaiah in the Old Testament for the Jews and the Israelites, or the people in Jerusalem, and then they denied him. They were like, oh no, you know, you're not our God, get out of here. And then they hung him and killed him, laughed at him, mocked him. And God basically moved on to the Gentiles instead of trying to offer them salvation. Now he's offering salvation to the Gentiles, and he's going to go back to the Jews later. So right now is a period of salvation for the Gentiles, and then once the rapture occurs, then it'll be the period of salvation for the Jews, because the original period of salvation for the Jews had already came and passed, and they denied their God. I know this is like all random and stuff, but this is just like, oh, some people appreciate it, other people would be like, yo bro, let's just drift. Where you learn all this? Over time, studying the Bible. There's two pastors I would recommend, Robert Breaker and Kim Jean. Those are the only two I'd recommend. And then the King James Version Bible. King James Version Bible. And then just comparing world events to what the Bible says. Because the Bible, King James Version Bible is the absolute version of the Lord. Like, it's the absolute Word of God. No matter like what they try to do to change it in other versions, the King James Version is the absolute word, inspired Word of God from men. It's 66 books, 46 different witnesses of the Word of the Lord. And these are like really old, historical, proven testaments that they found and chosen and selected from the Dead Sea Scrolls in Israel. So that's why I don't get why people don't, like, they try to mock the Bible. It's historically proven. They have historically accurate facts of documented stuff from the Bible all over the world. There's sulfur stuff, like back in the Old Testament, it shows that they dropped like sulfur and stuff on Israel, or like Sodom and Gomorrah. They had balls of sulfur, like fire rained from the sky and destroyed their towns and their cities. And because of that, like, the ground was laid waste. And what was his name? Lot? Hag and Lot, they left. Lot, he basically had two daughters, and Sodom and Gomorrah was like a time like right now is when they were living in like a bountiful sin, male on male, female on female, just transgender, all that. That's what was happening back then. God saw that and wasn't happy, so he decided he wanted to smite the city, and nobody wanted forgiveness, nobody wanted to ask for anything, so they were all like living in their own ways, like didn't care what God thought, or, you know, living by the law. They thought that living by the law was too much of a burden. So when the day of the Lord occurred and the destruction happened, he rained balls of sulfur down from the sky, and those same balls of sulfur are still found today in Israel. There's a guy that's literally been out and done espionage, like excursions, and going out like looking at the fields, finding different things that were burnt up in these fields. And he's found sulfur balls, he's found like 1,000-year-old pottery from the Bronze Age, or like 2,000-year-old pottery from the Bronze Age. Some of it even like 3,000 or 4,000 years old if he keeps digging up. But this world isn't that, it's just not millions of years old. If you look up just the Hebrew date, like the Hebrew calendar, it'll tell you it's 5,785 years old. Pretty sure, Hebrew calendar. I haven't looked at it in a couple minutes. I wouldn't say a couple minutes, but a couple days. Yeah, 5785. Last year was the year of the open door, and also the year of the dragon. The year of the dragon made itself very prevalent, because if you didn't see like the drones and stuff over in China, China's basically the dragon. It symbolizes the dragon. And it's been expanding. They've been taking territory from people all around, and they've been just like seizing control, and now they're almost like a superpower with like how much they have, because they've been manufacturing everything while also improving upon their technology. So like, we're really fucked whenever they decide to try to take over, because right now they're expanding by beating people with sticks. So like, they're invading. Like, imagine doesn't the Bible talk about dragons and other animals? Yeah, it talks about all types of different things, like a lot of mythical creatures. Like, for example, that dragon that could be in the ocean could just be like a serpent that we don't know. That could be the serpent that was cast down back in the old ages, because our ocean was, at the time, just basically because of when Noah was here, they were doing the same thing with the people of Cain and Abel. So the people of Cain and Abel, Abel was killed by Cain, and then his generations were like basically becoming very bad, and they were the only person that was basically holy and righteous was Noah at that current time. And when Noah decided to build the ark from his instructions from the Lord, because the Lord saw that Noah was good and the only one that was still abiding by the Lord's law and regulations, he gave them 120 years. That's how long Noah built the ark, was 120 years. That's basically the life of a man. So they had 120 years to repent and ask for forgiveness. Not a single person did, while Noah was going around that whole time building that massive ark. And that's why God decided to reign on the earth for, I think it was however many years. I got to go back and look. I don't want to say it because misquoting is worse than rather just saying it. But it continued to rain until he caused it to stop. And it was a dove that went off that was on the ark with Noah. And when the dove that would leave the ark and not come back, that would mean that the dove found land and that there was land that they could go and head off to. But when the dove would come back, then that means that there was no land. So that was how that all started, and Noah was able to find land. But the dove also has a representation, because when the dove left, that was the Holy Spirit. Because the dove came back, when the dove finally came back, it was resting upon Jesus' head when John the Baptist was going around and baptizing people. So when John the Baptist was doing his ministry and starting his ministry, when he came and he started baptizing people upon the river of Jordan, he found Jesus that came to him, and he had the dove that rested upon his head, which was the dove that left, that paralleled when Noah released the dove and the dove never came back. That's just like one of the parallels. That's just part of the reason why I believe in the Bible, is because if you look at the Old and the New Testament, there's a lot of different parallels. So God, our Father, who is heavenly, gave his son Jesus. Abraham gave his son for his sins. Abraham was going to bring his son up and sacrifice his son up on a rock and for his sins, because he believed he was a wrong father. He committed sins. So to atone for his sins, he was going to offer up his son's life. This is like at the beginning of Genesis in the Old Testament, because Abraham originally lied because he didn't want to be killed by the Canaanites, because he had a pretty wife. So he was like, he said to his wife to tell him that his wife was his sister. And when he went into the Canaanites' place, or like their palace, the Pharaoh was like, yo, I really like your sister. I'd like to wife her. So they were taking care of him, being honest to him. And then the Lord was like, what is this that you have done to me? To Abraham, because Abraham didn't want to be killed. So that's why he lied. So he was the first liar to be in existence, basically, like aside from Cain, because Cain killed Abel. And then when God asked Cain, where's Abel? He's like, oh, am I my brother's keeper? I don't know where he's at. And that's basically how that all occurred. But yeah, the parallel from that, though, is that Abraham was going to sacrifice his son, and God made it to where he found a ram right before he sacrificed him. There was a ram that was tangled in the bushes that they were able to use instead. So the parallel with that is that God gave his son for us to forgive us of our sins, to completely wash them. Because that's what he had tried doing in the beginning. Abraham did, and that was what the paralleling is in the New Testament. But in the New Testament, Paul comes and tells us that we're saved by faith in the blood, and just by having faith in the blood, period. That our works are basically dead, and if we keep asking for forgiveness for something that we're already forgiven for, then what's there to forgive? Because if it's under the blood, then it's forgiven completely. It's contrary. So that's something to remember. But we're not also just like made to be forgiven immediately. Like we're not made to just be free to sin and then automatically be forgiven. So like if we know that it's to be bad and then we continuously do it, then that's why it's bad. But if like we do it and we're not trying to do it, it just happens, then it's no longer like, it's not as bad as it could be, but it's still bad nonetheless. That's why it's, at the end of the day, we're already born bad. We're born as sinners because the fornication process. So that we're already born sinners because of that process, period. So it really doesn't matter. There's nothing that we can do that'll change that. You could live your whole life perfectly and never sin once. You're still a sinner. You were born as one. That's how you were made. So at the end of the day, that's how it's gotta be. We're only saved by absolute faith in the blood. And Paul comes in the New Testament and he tells us that. But most people, they'll stay in Romans, and then they might be in like Matthew, Luke, and Mark, and they'll never get to the Paul's epistles, or towards the end, where it says that we are to live by faith and to treat others how we'd want to be treated, and to love one another how we'd want to be loved, and to forgive how we'd want to be forgiven. But when you'd actually be surprised though, how much your life will improve when you start like living the way God wants you to live. Like some of the rules would just be like honor your mother and father as you would yourself, or as you would God. You go to church or you just read the Bible. I used to go to church a lot, but a lot of the churches around here, they don't actually teach the Bible. They will talk about the Bible and then they'll talk about the same couple segments, but they won't actually teach you or like read different parts of the Bible from it, and then like show you comparisons of, you know, this is why this is and this is how this is in the world, and you know, if you look at it like this, then you'll see this in the world. So some of the clear indications, so Israel is God's people, or just Jerusalem. I mean, Jerusalem, if you, the Bible tells us if we keep an eye on Jerusalem, we'll see what God's doing with the world. And in the middle of Jerusalem is USA, and that's something that hasn't really been talked about, but I mean, the USA is what's been defending Jerusalem, or Israel, so to speak. And the USA came when Israel was at like a point in history where they were going to be screwed if they didn't have anybody else to come and save them, because Brooklyn or Europe just wasn't there. And then America just kind of came in. That's why I think though America is like, it reeks of Babylon, because if you look up what some of the symbols of Babylon were back in the day, they've used a eagle before to represent Babylon, and we are under Babylonian law. Like there's the book of law that was written, I think it was like Eckerman, but some of the laws that we're under are basically the Babylonian law, like the law of man, not the law of the Bible. Because if we went by the law of the Bible, there's only 10 commandments. But I honestly do think America is Babylon, just because we have a lot of the similarities with it, and we're like a state of sin. Like, this is just like off the wall, just like theoretically, but like, so back then, like 2008, when Call of Duty was really prevalent, one of the main places that was lit up the most was America. And the game was just us running around killing each other and comparing us. It's just basically destroying, killing, and getting more powerful, or you know, just getting a bigger number. But America was always lit up the most, rather than any other country. something else that's kind of crazy too is just like, in a lot of different animes or even in shows like the X-Men, in Greek, A is the beginning and O is the end, or like they have a X in some regards, and they say like the X is for Christ. I believe it's in Greek or is Aramaic, Aramaic, but X was a meaning for Christ, and they've taken that and also used that in other meanings, like use the X-Men and other terms like that. And now when I see the X-Men, I kind of, it's even more prevalent, as they did like, oh, I'm the Marble Christ or something. That's what Wolverine said back with a new tune. Oh, on the Mustang. Let me check it out. Yeah, because that's what they did on that new Marvel movie. They said something about, I think they had the Wolfman or Deadpool hanging, and they were saying that they're the Marvel Jesus or the Marvel Christ, and they had him hanging on an X cross, all gold, and that's representations of Babylon. While also mocking the Lord, but I mean, still, just like, these are things that are very relevant. Oh, yo, I like that vinyl. That was sick. Hold on, let me go back to that. Is that Kanye? It looked like he got Kanye on the side. Dang, you can hardly see it. It's like I gotta turn up the field of view. Let's turn up that field of view so we gotta see it. Wait, I gotta go the opposite direction. Almost. Of course, got the Vin Diesel on the side. Yeah, that's sick. I thought it looks like Kanye from the inside, from the cockpit. That looks like Kanye from the... Oh gosh. Put some Yeezys on him. I'm behind you already. But yeah, as far as like church and stuff, I don't really go anymore, because a lot of the churches around here that we have, they don't really preach the Bible. So right now I've just basically been studying through online courses, or just like through online pastors. And the only two that I could honestly recommend are Robert Breaker and Kim Jean. Kim Jean's like an Asian guy, and he's over in like the lower parts of California, and he's preaching over there. And to be preaching over there is a really, really hard thing. He hardly has anybody in his church, I'm sure. 'Cause he's literally in California. There's like, I doubt that there's many people that really are trying to go to church over there. And that might seem arrogant, but that's just like, it's just California. It's just the state for what it is. That's literally the state of Babylon. Los Angeles is, it says in its name, Los Angeles. Miro rammed me. Did he ram you on purpose? Like he went right in the way and rammed you on purpose? Or I kick him? Alright. Oh shit, it's Bunta! Yo, it's blind. He's got the 86. Well, it looks like Mira left. Oh, Mira ran me. Yep, it looks like he left. Did Bunta leave? Oh, there he is. That's funny. My bad. I'm just stretching real fast. Go on mute real quick. I gotta go grab me some water. I'll be right back. I thought I was gonna go. Trying out from the lettuce. Yeah, and all the rapping. All the talking and stuff. I am back. See, my other thing though with like, when it comes to use and stuff, is like, yeah, it says devil's lettuce, but it also says that he's put stuff on this world for us to enjoy. And if we have it on this world and he knows that we would enjoy it, and we're not using it, then that's also kind of like a sin. Because you're denying yourself from something that you're going to be forgiven from. And you're not perfect. So you're trying to like make yourself... Well, no, it says to make yourself, so I'm kind of... I'm gonna just shut up. I'm contradicting myself. I don't know why I'm trying to reason whatever I'm trying to reason. Just doing some touch-ups. Alrighty. No worries. You should be able to adjust the dyno stand inside of the match, or like inside of the map. Oh, vitals? No. Bro, I'm not riding behind you. Not with that. And what's up, Danny? I hope you're having a good day. I never said hi to you yet. I apologize. Appreciate you stopping in again. Yo, one spot for me. Were you able to get in or not? Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say I can always just start a new server. There's nothing to it, I don't mind. Oh, I'm still making my way back to the starting point. Oh no, not the police. Damn, so many. Yeah, that was a lot of people. I even got pulled over. That's crazy. I don't know why I need to figure out why it keeps doing that. My chat keeps holding messages for review. It's like, yo, this looks kind of bad. Do you want to say it? I'm like, bro, it's nothing. Oh, that's actually a nice little idea. That looks cool. The little back part. That's creative. The little skull. I have noticed that when I do host a server without Kino, it does seem to perform a lot better. Like, just like the overall ping and stuff of that nature. Oh damn, why's Buta unhappy? Did he run out of cigarettes? soup. Alright, ready whenever. Well, shit. Random ass Amazon delivery. That's a good way to wake you up. My bad for the sudden drop. That shook me. I was like, what the heck? What was that? Dog just started barking at nothing. Like, oh, nope, it was the Amazon delivery. Just 6th gear all the way. Yep. That's how you do it. 6th gear, 4th gear, 10th gear. No, wait, 10th gear. Precision. Yeah, let's try the precision for a bit. Everybody here wants to drift? Dang, you know what sucks? Sitting here talking to nothing. Forgot I had my microphone off. I gotta get like a little better. I had like one of those fuzzy things on it, but I can't really see the light, and I gotta like lift the bottom up and see if the light's going. And it's kind of messing with me. Like sometimes I'll think it's on and it'll be like just rapping like, oh yeah, it's night drift. I'm like, dang. And they're like, damn, what the hell? Okay, I'll just take it that he just had a little bit of the speedsties. Oh, took out my ankles. Let's roll. I just didn't feel like leading. I should probably say that if I don't feel like leading. Everybody won't be sitting there like, what are we doing? I might turn off the smoke from other people's cars. I can hardly see them. Can't see if they're drifting good or even drifting. Little pile up back there, jeez. Thinking about going to a different map. Might go down like Kami Road or something. Actually, I gotta see how long the stream's been up. Might be time to hop on some Subnautica or something. They're like, oh, what the hell, Subnautica? What the? Oh yeah, so like that one Zelda game I bought, I thought I had gotten the newest one, but man, I was ignorant. Those two look exactly the same. Like I bought the newest one, and I thought like that was the first one. So I had to go and buy the first one. I never played the first one for like the Nintendo Switch. I bought the Zelda. Not the Breath of the Wild or like the Tears of the Kingdom, but like they had like this little chibi one. And the one was with Zelda, the other one was with Link. So I thought the one that I had was like the first one, but it turned out that that was the second one. But they both literally looked the same. So it was kind of just like, what the hell? What did I buy? I was kind of upset, but I mean, after some time, it was just kind of like whatever. Yeah, I clearly still need to work on this car. Makes you wonder if it's just like the tires I have on it. custom mod tires. Maybe they affect it. Yeah, I end up just like start getting pulled forward sometimes like this. That's why I don't really use this burner, because my tune sucks with it. I think I'm gonna hop to and change map. Kami Road. Got the wagon out, LOL. She tuned good. Yeah, she was sliding real good. Noon cloudy. Let's try the noon. Token mismatch. Oh, my vote's invalid. Oh, I think it's because I left. I think it's because I left the server earlier. Kami Road. That kind of sucks, so let me just hop from the map. Bro, you see his arms? Bro's arms is moving fast. Like he's fighting. I would not want to fight that. Look at them arms. Speeding arms. Should I deck this wagon out? If you want to, bro. Might as well. If you feel like you enjoy it and you're gonna be driving around with it a bunch, then go ahead. Or if you just want to deck it out for fun, then go ahead. But if not, then just keep on driving. Work on the tune. Add a little bit at a time. I knew I was getting too close. I was like, oh, this looks kind of sketchy. Oh, that was the wall riding. You can do that yourself. All you gotta do is like kind of hit it at an angle, going left. Sometimes you'll just hit the wall and it looks completely stupid, and other times that'll happen. But yeah, that was something that they practiced in, I think it was Assetto, But they got the idea, I'm pretty sure, from Initial D. You drifted that one. Yeah, when you say it like that, it actually sounds hilarious. I got on the wall and just started sliding sideways. Oh wait, let's wait for him. Is he? Oh, he's probably not coming. Never mind. Oh, my bad. You can sometimes do it on the out one too when you're going down, but it's a little bit more, like you're more than likely gonna just hit the wall rather than actually do something with it. Oh, I'm going way too fast. Yeah, I can't do it all the time. On going the up, when you're coming back, it works the best. Mr. Carrot, how you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good day. There's that, and then there's like these little, sometimes I can hit the little hump on the side while I'm doing a 360 and like do like a little grind on it. I've done that before. I should just go and start looking through some of my old streams and like make a little montage. I might do that when I hit 100. Because I've hit some pretty gnarly stuff. Well dang, my guy. That's not on the door, you're trying to push me up against the wall. That was a good run, even though I got smushed in the wall. Alright, let's try to do the wall ride on this one. Jeez. It's like I was pulling him along. Excuse me. Whoa. Oh, too early. No. I kind of want to back up and hit that again. Oh, he mimicked it. That's hilarious. Oh, primo. My bad, brother. I didn't mean to bonk you. Dude, you just smoked the lettuce or dabs? Dabs. I used to smoke dabs back in the day. I used to make them and stuff, but I got caught up with that. I don't do that stuff anymore. I get the little lettuce and I call it a day. Sometimes I'll get the little carts, like the vapes ones. I'll get those every now and then. It's like, damn, I was trying everything to not hit that wall. I might be able to hit the wall with this one. I'm gonna try it. Oh shit. Did like a stunt flip off of it. It spawned me up on the top of the wall. That's hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, this is the last point you had it. Oh shit. Well, who the hell is camping out here? I didn't even know these were out. That's crazy. The attention to detail. I'll just land right next to him too. Just like you camping out there, then the fucking Audi just comes off the cliff right next to you. That was a reckless ride. It really was. Everybody was everywhere. You ready to go back up? It's funny because it almost sounds like it's saying wow. It's like, wow. If you're wondering, I'm trying to get enough momentum by going right and then flicking the car back left to do a 360 on that little hump. But it doesn't always work. As you can see, it just kind of looks like I'm just trying to like purposely yeet myself off the mountain. Well, I mean, it was good the first half. I was trying to see if I could just get on there and just like launch myself off and continue drifting. That was a nice run, my friend. Those got the WRX. Jeez, Kurt. My man's aggressive in that Kia truck. Moped. Kind of tops it off that this Dodge doesn't have headlights. It's got brake lights. Alright. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'll have to work on it some. Thank you all for waiting, by the way, I appreciate that. Oh dang, bro sent himself off the mountain. Oh, I thought we were waiting, but I guess he just Bro's on his own mission. We could have just continued right along. The cat just shut my PC off? No. That cat's a hooligan. It's like a direct ticket outside the room. Shutting off the PC. That's like asking to be kicked out of the room. I'd be like, no. You can go hang out in the living room, figure out what you want to do out there. I chucked him out. I don't know, but that's kind of aggressive about chucking. What all I did was push a button. Damn. The fucking cat trying to fry my circuit board? I'll teach you. Yeet. Oh, there's a couch? Yeah, but where at? No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, hold on. Let me see. Should have bonked him. He could have been able to straighten out. I wasn't thinking. Brain was working at a quarter performance. You'll have to forgive me. Does his name say Shimano? Oh. I don't know why I read his name as Shimano. I gotta stop looking at bikes. It was the first, I read his name, first thing that came to my head was Shimano 7-speed derailleur. What the hell? We playing a car game. What the? Alright, we'll go back down. Actually, no, we'll go back up. Everybody's going back up. We'll go back up. Sorry. I wonder how high the elevation is. Like from up here, is it like 16,000, 20,000? What the hell going on here? Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about going back down, but then I was like, let's go back up. I could try the wall ride again. Okay, he saved it. Oh, nope. Oh, on to the next one. Well, sometimes not. I don't see how that one would work anyways, because if it started going, I'd probably just get thrown off the cliff. Oh gosh. What's up, Arthur? Shit. Bro came in like a missile. Bro hit me like those people that call your phone about the extended car warranty. What a nice view. No Sammys? That's crazy. He looked like he almost wanted to get on. Maybe it's just the box frame of the skyline. Just can't do it. You know, Mitch is able to keep up with me pretty well. Mitch is really good. 'Cause I'm all over the road sometimes. I'm not the easiest to keep up with. My goofy ass driving style. One second. Oh, jeez. Definitely gotta fix the dampers on this car. As when I made the dampers, it was for a ice map, or like that winter map. And now when I take it out on like normal road maps, it just does like this crazy ass tap dance thing whenever it goes over something. Like the back tires will go up and then the front, and it looks just like a tap dance for a car. Or like a car that's just like happy. A happy dance. Try the Mifune. It's been some time since I used this. Oh yeah, this one's kind of slow. Might be easier or might be harder to keep up with. Oh, that's what you said? What's slower people are harder to keep up with? Or it might be easier or it might be harder. I'll do it the easy way or the hard way. Man, what pumpkin? Are you tandeming with us? Or are you driving with us? What you got going on, my guy? Oh, that's why you crashed in front? Oh. When people lead, sometimes it's just like they just get a little too nervous or they just overturn a bit much and they don't realize that they can just kind of let off the gas and they'll continue sliding. So that's one of the main issues with leading, because like when people start leading, they'll think that, you know, they'll need to have their foot on the gas a lot. But if you let off like here and there, then you'll continue that same slide. But you just gotta be careful like how far your tires are over, because then stuff like that can happen. But as far as just like going, once you start drifting sideways, you just feather it. And you should stay pretty much sideways. I hold the clutch or the e-brake mostly. Well, see, when you do stuff like that and then you let go of the clutch will dump and then you'll dump into gear and you'll have like a charged up dump and you'll get shot forward. So like, see right here, like it doesn't really do it on this car, but like if I had one with a really high RPM, rotations per minute, control keeps cutting out. Full throttle or nothing. Well, that's just the only thing with the clutch, is like when you release on the clutch, it dumps all the RPMs that have been building up. So basically the longer you hold the e-brake is the longer it holds the clutch, and at least on the controller. Unless you're on steering wheel, that's a whole different story. Because then you can differentiate the two. Let me see. You know, like the Piranha. I think you can see it on this one pretty well. Oh, my bad. So you can see how like the whole frame gets pulled forward and like dropped back whenever I let go of the clutch. Because all the initial torque is being released and then pulled upon on the car. That's basically what's happening. The clutch will charge up. That's why they call it clutch kicks. I mean, yeah, the brakes will do that, but not the same way. Like if I was to hit the brakes, it's the torque that's pushing back on the top. But that's the only reason why I would say like the e-brake is good just for initiation. Do you have your tire pressure in the front or in the back? Because that also makes a big difference in the ride. There's people that say that tire pressure doesn't make too much of a difference. It does. Higher in the rear? Yeah, that's good. And 7 kpi is equivalent to 1 psi. It bogs low RPM. That's more or less the tuning for the gearing, like the transmission. You probably have too much final drive, and either too much final drive or not enough first drive. Because if you're starting off like this then you don't have enough first gear, and you have your final drive is higher than your first gear. But some people prefer this. Or your first gear is really low compared to your final drive, which in turn is making it really hard on your RPM. The good thing about that is, well, it's really low in your RPM. The only good thing about that is you get a substantial amount of more grip out of your tires and stuff, because you're not really trying to burn rubber as much as if you're trying to make lower RPMs. It's pretty much your final drive that affects like your acceleration, and when you turn it to the right and take it further away from your other numbers, then your acceleration goes down and it starts bogging. And when you turn it too close, like if you take it to the left and make it too close, it does the same thing, because now it's just slipping. It doesn't really have gears to catch, or like they're too far. It's too far in, and it has nothing to catch or really spin on. So it's pretty much going to end up doing the same thing, if not anything, if it's even going to move. FZ, oh, what's up, my guy? My man came in like Miley Cyrus. Oh shit. Alright. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. I might be on a little later, I'm not sure yet, but I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me. I've enjoyed it thoroughly, and I will be on probably tonight if I can, but if not, then I will see you all tomorrow in the morning, and you all have a blessed day. And yeah, if I'm on tonight, I will see you then, but if not, I will see you tomorrow for sure. God bless, take care. Peace.